Hello. Welcome to Website Wednesdays. My name is Marissa. I am one half of the Meraki Collective. Website Wednesdays is all about reviewing / critiquing websites that are submitted to me. There are 3 things that I look at and that I give feedback on depending on what the person wants. Visual branding, that includes colors, photos, and overall aesthetic of a website. And messaging is the second thing I look at, which is copy, overall message, how your client, basically the words on your website. And number 3, functionality, the user friendliness, how things work, how everything operates. So these have been so much fun for me to do. I have gotten requests from different industries and different owners, entrepreneurs in different levels of their business. Some are just beginning, some are just starting to build their personal brand, some are already, they have a business, they're taking it online. It's just from all over the place and it's amazing. So thank you if you're one of the people that has submitted your website. I will get to it. Today we are going to be looking at Angie's website. She is the owner of Nourished Holistic. So we're looking at the a wellness website today, and let's just get right into it. Before we do that, as I get my screen set up, I just want to mention these critiques are meant to be a helpful review for you to, whether you are in the wellness industry, whether you have a website or you don't have a website, whether it's Angie watching or somebody else, they are meant to help you see things from a different perspective. And if you have a website, make certain tweaks and small changes that will change the way that your customers interact with your website and the outcome that you want when they land. And if you don't have a website, it will help you hopefully plan out your website and figure out what you do and do not need and simplify the process, because I know it can be a lot, but you the more you focus on what you want to say and what you want your client to do and feel when they land on your site, the more ready you will be. All right, so let's get going. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, and like I said, we are going to Angie's website. She is the owner of Nourished Holistic. Here is her website, and I finally got my little cursor here, my little bright yellow circle, because the last few that I've done, I wasn't able to actually, I forgot to turn this on. So we're good. Now you can see my screen and you can see what I'm looking at. So Angie, first of all, thank you so much for allowing us to review your website and to share it on here on the Meraki Collective page. As I always do, I start with the positive things, the wins, the things I love about people's websites. And that's what we're going to go to first. Number 1, I am loving that you have, as soon as somebody lands on your website, that you have a pop-up to invite people to get on your email newsletter. This is the thing that I tell my clients, aka make my clients do. Starting an email newsletter is so important and so necessary. You'll hear me say that over and over again. So that's number 1 that I like. I do want to come back to this pop-up. I don't know if it's going to let me once I close it. So we'll keep that in mind. So let me go ahead and X out. And next, I love how this feels as soon as I land on your site. Actually, I forgot to mention, Angie wants me to focus on the messaging aspect of her website. So like I said, that includes the words, the copy, the overall messaging. And so that's what we're going to focus on today after I do a few highlights, a few wins on here. So what I'm looking at when I'm looking at the wins is just overall messaging, aesthetics, visual branding, functionality, all of it. And then we'll get into the critique, aka review. So I love how this feels very clean and open, and it doesn't feel too cluttered when I land on here. And I know immediately, even if I don't read anything, just by what I see here on your header on the first block of your website with these tools, I know that this is going to be wellness related. So I love that in just less than 2 seconds, I know what I'm looking at and I know what I can kind of expect, or at least begin to get an idea of what I can expect. I also love that your first call to action is find out how. This feels really good. It's really strong. If somebody, and again, we haven't gotten into the messaging or anything, but just find out how. If somebody's looking at somebody's website, it's because they are looking to solve a problem. So I love that you very clearly stated, find out how. Find out how I can help you solve a problem. We'll get to that problem in a second. And let's see. And I also love that I can see a photo of you quickly. I don't have to scroll and search. I want to know who I'm talking to, especially, I always say this too, if you are in the wellness industry, it's such a personal thing. I want to know who I'm talking to. I want to know who's helping me. I want to know who I'm going to be open with and allow into my world, into my space, into my life to help me with whatever wellness setbacks or issues I'm having. So I love that I can see a picture of you right away, Angie. And then you have, this is good, you have the options of how people can work with you here. I'm always a fan of testimonials. You have a strong testimonial here right away. And again, the pictures that you're using, very specific, very clear as to what I'm going to get. So I already know it's wellness, skin, probably skin, things like that. So this is really good. Okay, so you've got your Instagram. I'm going to go back up and we're going to get into the critique/review. So it did not let me bring up your, let me see, let me try that again. It didn't let me bring up the pop-up, but that's okay. I remember what it was, and actually I have my other screen over here, and I remember that I think I took a screenshot of it because I figured that would happen. So give me 1 second real quick. So I want to mention, it's good that you have the pop-up. I love it. But on your pop-up, it says, hello, not but, also. And, hello, beautiful. Grab your free guide to holistic beauty, inside and out, skin and body wellness tips. Plus, be the first to know about new promotions and special events. And then you've got the option for them to enter their email. And then, yes, please. So what I want to offer here, because we're looking at your messaging, is there a way that you can make the wording on your pop-up more specific? So it's great that I get a free guide to holistic beauty and I get skin and body wellness tips. But what is the problem that you're helping me solve? Why would I give you my email address if, let's say, maybe your potential client doesn't really know that they technically have a problem to begin with? And if you are just offering a free guide to holistic beauty, it could, not all the time, but it could seem a little overwhelming. Like, oh man, it's a whole guide, holistic beauty. I don't even know where to begin. So is there a way that you can change the wording there to be a little more specific? So here, if we go back to your header, it says, your main tagline is, are you a stressed out mama that dreams of having healthy glowing skin and a tension-free body? So is there a component of that overall message or overall promise that you can highlight on your opt-in, for your opt-in? So is there a certain skincare routine, like 5 steps to a skincare routine if you only have 15 minutes in the morning? That's really random, but something specific like that, where I get a pop-up, I land on your website, I get a pop-up, and I know exactly why I am going to submit my email address. Get more specific. A free guide is awesome, just more specific. All right, that's the first thing I wanted to mention. And again, this is awesome. Angie also mentioned that she is self-taught and she built her website herself. So congratulations, Angie, on doing such an awesome job and getting this together, because I know it's a lot. There's so many different components of it. I'm only highlighting 3 different components on these website critiques, but there are a lot of little things that go into building websites. So good job on that. Moving on to more messaging. Let's see. So we're here on your first header, on your main header. So I love that you start with the promise that you can help somebody get there, having healthy glowing skin and a tension-free body. I would love to see if you can have, I know that this doesn't directly go with just messaging, it's also having to do with visuals, but I would love to see if there is any way you can make this promise, this main message here on your website, stand out a little more. Because right now what's happening is, I love the colors that you're using. It's very polished, it's very clean, but I am getting this blue area, your blue, the header, the menu bar is more dominant than what your main thing is. And when somebody lands on your website, they need to know what you do for them. What is the problem that you are helping them solve, so that they can continue looking, so that they can book you, so that they want to know more, right? You need to be very quick and clear in establishing that right away. This is what I help you do. This is how I help you do it. So if there's a way that you can make this stand out more, maybe make this menu area a little smaller and make this font a little bigger. Again, I know that this has to do with visuals, but this would make this stand out more. So see, if I scroll down like this immediately already stands out more, right? And especially on a phone, if you're looking at this on a phone, this blue area up here might take up a lot of space. And if you can start it by going like this, it's even more clean, it's even more focused. This wording here, are you a stressed out mama that dreams of having healthy, glowing skin and tension-free body? I love that you are being specific. Is there a way that you could be a little more direct in how you state this? Like, because they're working one-on-one with you, right? Whether it's online or in person. So if you said something like, I help this group of people, stressed out mamas, get healthy, glowing skin and a tension-free body. So I like that this is a question. This might also work really good for like a freebie, like for your freebie. But I do like that it's a question and you have find out how. That is pretty good. I think that is really good. I think if you were to maybe make this bigger, it would stand out a little bit more, and maybe even have it not be on top of the photo, like on top of the tools here. That would stand out more. There's some other notes that I made here. Let me see. Yeah, so just be more direct in how you state that. And if we scroll down, you have a little preview for your About Me section, which again, I love that you have a photo of you. I would love to see if you could start, because you have, hi, I'm Angie, 22 plus years in the industry, which is amazing, by the way. I began your journey because I was fascinated with how the body works, and you go on to talk about that. And then you say, I help stressed out mamas by creating a uniquely crafted, holistic and healing journey custom to their needs, transforming skin to healthy and vibrant. So I would love to see you kind of switch these two paragraphs. Right here where you say, I help stressed out mamas by creating a uniquely crafted holistic healing journey, sounds amazing. So you create, from what I'm gathering, you create a custom holistic journey. That sounds incredible. That's amazing. Lead with that. Even in your About Me section, lead with how you help your client. I think it's amazing that you're sharing about yourself, and I think that you should do that. Your client, though, first wants to know, again, how you can help them. And if they are thinking, you mentioned on your header, you work with stressed out mamas. So it's likely they don't have too much time. They're maybe always in a rush, and they find it overwhelming, possibly, to set up a routine, right, for themselves, any type of skincare routine for themselves, or any type of holistic or healing journey or routine. So if I go on your website and that's my situation, that's who I am, and I see right away, hi, I'm Angie, I help you solve this problem, I'm immediately more intrigued. So if you could switch these two, I think that would be awesome. Also, I love that you have joined my Facebook group, Stressed Out Mamas Who Want Healthy, Vibrant Skin. I do want to mention, if at all possible, on your first, because this is only the second, right? The second, if you scroll down, this is like the second block of your website. You're already leading people away from your website. I love that it's a Facebook group because you can continue, being engaged with them there. Just something to think about. If there's any way that you can mention this Facebook group, maybe on the bottom of your website, it would be awesome to keep people on your site longer. To either, like I said, learn more about you, to sign up for your freebie, so that you can continue keeping that one-on-one contact with them via email. Facebook is amazing and Facebook groups are amazing. It's just very soon to lead them or invite them to leave your website. Like, they just got here, So work on getting that relationship going, that connection going right now that they're here. And let's see, that's your About Me page. Also, oh, here's another thing that I mentioned that I wrote down in this second paragraph where I just read it a little bit. Is there a way that you could simplify the wording of it? So if I'm a stressed out mom, I, like I said, likely don't have too much time to do much research. And sometimes I bet the energy, I may not even have the energy to do research and figure out what is emotional stress or a physical imbalance. Like a lot of people that are completely new to this, they may not even know that they're having these issues. They may not even know that the key to living a happier and healthier, tension-free life is maybe to work on these, like in a holistic healing journey with you. So that's why it's so important to really, really point out the actual issue that they're having and list it or describe it in a way that's super easy to understand and clear and quick and focused. So if there's a way that you can simplify this paragraph by keeping like very specific results that you're going to help them get, it might even be even more powerful. Just something to think about. And then here you have how can we work together? And like I said, you've got your testimonials page. I won't review every single page of the offerings that you have here. And I know I already said this, but I love what you do. This is incredible. I mean, this looks awesome. Everybody needs to do this. Where is it that I wanted to focus on? Quality ingredients. Okay, so remember when I mentioned the Facebook group? You already have it here. Join my Facebook group. So this might be enough. You are inviting them to join the Facebook group. You're inviting them to join you on Instagram at the end of your page, of your website. And that's good. They got done looking through what they needed to look through. Okay, now you're inviting them elsewhere. And then you have, again, this is really awesome that you have another option or another invitation to join your email newsletter. Same thing that I mentioned from the beginning, from your pop-up. Get even more clear as to what this free guide is going to help me achieve. So in fact, if you want to keep an invitation up here, I would recommend, instead of the Facebook group, I would recommend inviting them again to get on your newsletter, because that was just a pop-up, right? And then it goes away once they X out. And if they did not sign up, they're not going to see it again until they scroll all the way down on this first page. So if you can invite them again, if you want to have something there, that would be a good thing to do. So moving on to how can we work together? I'm looking for, I wrote down shop page. Oh, maybe it was here. Let me see, give me 1 second. Holistic skincare. So there are a lot of, you provide so many incredible options that you can work with people. And I was kind of looking around, and obviously some things you do in person and some things you do online. So if at all possible, could you specify or make it, just make it even more clear that you do online, that you have online services as well as in person? Because if I go down here, and I know I'm scrolling a ton here, if I go here, services, well, you do have that, but it's not highlighted just on your main page. You have all these services that you offer. And then if I go to shop, there's even more things that I could look for. So I understand that in your shop, you have actual physical products. You have like these amazing mists and serums and masks and accessories. And like, it's amazing. And then you have services, right? But some of them could seem like they overlap. So if there's any way that you could make that even more clear. And really all this is editing. Is really what it is. Because when we put our websites together, we want to add all the things and even more things, and then throw in some more things for good measure. And once we have it up and running and we get feedback like this, or we see what's working and what's not, the key is to learn how to edit and simplify. And that oftentimes makes it so much more powerful than we ever thought possible. So if there's a way, or is there a way that you can simplify those two things? Like here you have your wellness line, but this is the shop button, right? This is the button. If I click on this, this is going to take me to your shop, which is everything that's listed here. But you call it shop here, but here you call it a wellness line. So it could just be, there's just a little bit of a disconnect there. Either call this the shop, or on the header, call that the wellness line, just so it's more consistent. This is actually one of the things I wanted to note. When you click on wellness line, it takes you here. Love the image, love the font. It's very clean and minimal. I love this. It takes you here, and then you talk about your products. And then I have to click again to go to your shop. This is the part I was talking about where you have all these amazing options. My suggestion would be when people click on here, it takes them immediately here, right? So that they don't have to do another click. And that's not necessarily part of messaging, but messaging has so much to do with keeping it clear, with keeping the client experience super clear and easy once they land on our website. So the less clicks, the less like filler stuff you can have in there, the better. So this whole section, I'm gonna go back, this whole section that you have here about your products and how amazing they are and how it all started. And yeah, if you can include all of this at the top of your shop, like right here, or maybe even on the bottom, it's quicker. You're getting your people where they want to be faster and just, it's more efficient. So that's one thing I wanted to mention about that. Let me go back to this page. There was a part that I saw. I don't know how to get to it now. I don't remember. But you had like a big like menu of all your services. It wasn't here. Okay. I know maybe it was in services. Maybe it was in services. Yeah, I think this is maybe where it was. Where you have a virtual skin wellness program, which is awesome, by the way. It's so amazing that you are offering this, considering that everyone and their mother is home and can't necessarily go to the spa or, get our facials the way that we were, at least not everywhere, right? Yeah, and then you have virtual programs. Love that. So this isn't exactly, well, actually, this is having to do with messaging. All of this information I'm sure is amazing and super helpful. It's also a lot to take in when somebody is deciding what program they want to do, especially if they're new, right? So all of this information is a lot. I'm not saying don't include it because people want to know what they're buying, right? They want to know what exactly they're getting and what's included and all that fun stuff. My suggestion would be before somebody lands on here to check out all these amazing things that you do, if there's a way you can prepare them just a little bit more, just right on the homepage. So I'm going to go back to your homepage. And just as a possibility, as a suggestion, maybe this will get you like brainstorming a little bit. Here you have the skincare menu, your wellness line, and other services that you offer, right? Other one-on-one services that you offer. What if you were to maybe break up these blocks that you see here into what somebody wants to get as a result? I don't know if that makes any sense. So, for example, you work with stressed out mamas. They want to get healthy, glowing skin and attention-free body. Healthy, glowing skin and attention-free body may seem to somebody that's new to this like two totally separate things. Even though there's a lot of stuff that you do, a lot of services, a lot of training and all these amazing things that you do that overlap, people that are new and coming to you for help, they don't know that. They just want to know, like, okay, what's the steps? Like, what's the 1, 2, and 3? Where do I go? What's the package? Where do I start? Instead of doing like all this massive amount of research. Some people do want to do that massive amount of research, and that's awesome. And that's why you provide those bigger descriptions and those other pages. But like, for example, if somebody is coming and they're like, oh, well, I love her. I love Angie and I love everything she does, but I don't live in her area. Or I'm taking, I'm at home, I'm quarantining or whatever. They don't know from these things that you're offering here that you have online programs. So what if you were to add an option here or replace one of these options with like your shop, online services or online programs, however you want to word it, and in-person services like reflexology and all these, and I know there's even more services that you do. So instead of having these 4 blocks, you can minimize this however you want, but you could have, what if you had 1 block here and you had a second block here and you had a third block here, and one was for your shop, one was for your online programs, and one was for your in-person services or one-on-one services. Just an idea. that might help you organize your menu of services a little more clearly for clients to be able to feel like, okay, yes, I'm looking for an online program. What you got? And then they can click on that, and then you can explain to them what the different options are as clear and efficient as possible. That is the biggest thing that I wanted to point out, because you do so many amazing things. But remember, you're an expert. I mean, you've got 22 plus years of experience in this industry. That's incredible. I would bet that most stressed out mamas probably, I'm sure that there are a few, I'm sure that there are exceptions, but for the most part may not have 22 plus years of experience organizing their beauty routine or learning or knowing how to get healthy glowing skin. That's why they're coming to you. So I forgot where I was going with that, with you being the expert. You have so much to offer. It's here that you get to organize everything and categorize everything to present it in a way that's going to benefit them and that's going to help them to not feel stressed out, because that's what they're dealing with, right? We don't want to throw so much information at them that they're like, oh crap, forget it. I'm just not even going to try to get this going, because yes, I want the glowing skin. Yes, I don't want to feel tension, but this is just too much work. So the more that your messaging, even in the placement of your words, the more that you can clarify that or simplify that is a better way to say it, the better that will be for your clients. That's the last main note that I wanted to make. I do want to go back before I wrap it up here in your About Me page. So this is your About Me preview, and then if they click here where it says read more here, you take them to an About Me page where they can learn more about you. And I'm going to offer similar input as to what I said in the preview. Is there a way that you can start? Two things. Is there a way that you can start by saying, I saw somewhere that you said like you're obsessed with helping women get these results. Like, could you start with, I'm obsessed with helping you do this so that you can feel this. Like right away, you can engage with your potential client. You can engage with them and start building that relationship. Like that's what you're here to do. And then integrate how you got into this, why you do this type of work. And then you can get into, like you talked about how you worked for 14 plus years with different skincare lines. You can get into all of that. But first and foremost, connect with that client. Why are you here? You are obsessed with helping them. What will you help them achieve? And every week, this is like the main thing that I've been saying, is that it might feel repetitive. It's like, okay, Marissa, we have to list the benefits and the problem that we help them solve on the homepage. Then we have to list it again as they scroll down. Then list it again in the About Me page. Then again. Yeah, we do. Because people need to keep hearing how you help them. And they need to keep having that result in front of them. And it has to be super, super clear to them that you can help them get there. And if we start immediately with only our story, we are taking the attention away from the result that we want to help them get, right? So that was the first thing. And the second thing is, if there is a way that you can break up this copy, maybe like add a photo like on the side here and keep your copy here on this side, it just visually might help to break up the text going from one corner of the screen to the other corner of the screen. And I do website strategy and personal brand work. So I'm loving this, how the brand was born, that you included here about like how your logo came to be and what it all means. I, as a website strategist and personal brand coach, love this. I will ask you whether or not your client, a stressed out mama, is going to need this big block here of how your logo and brand became to be. They might think that this is fascinating. Maybe your client, maybe this stressed out mama used to have a career in like a creative field, so they're gonna love this too. Maybe, I don't know, because I don't know exactly who your client is. But I did want to mention this because if there's a way that you can have this not be the main, it's not the main focus of your About Me page, but it's a pretty big focus. Like I see a small picture of you here, and I see a lot of, there's a lot of copy. And then the next like visual thing that I see is how the brand was born. And then like your picture is even smaller, or maybe like you could have that how the brand was born here in this section next to your photo to kind of like not make it be the main part, or something that's really popular or that works well in a lot of About Me pages is if you include like a few different like facts about you, or fun random things. I know Eddie and I have that on our website, and it was really fun to put together, and people love to see like the person behind the business or behind the brand. So you can include those things still there on like a smaller angle, and then maybe include some other fun things about, like for example, about how you were working with different skincare lines for 14 years. And I mean, you went to nutrition school. Like, Angie, you're amazing. Incredible. I love this. And I would also, this doesn't have to do with messaging, but I would love to see even more pictures of you on your website. I tell everybody that. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there and go back to not sharing the screen. All right, here we are. I hope that you found that helpful, Angie. I know that I threw a lot at you. I get super excited when I see awesome websites and I see so many opportunities as like how they can like up level or make it even stronger, or even connect more with their client. I love this stuff. I could do this all day, every day. So thank you for letting me review that, for being willing to share this on this space. And if you are watching, if you don't have a website, even if you're not in the wellness space, use this as something to start getting your brainstorming going, right? Like you're starting to see how you could do things. Maybe what you do or do not want to include. If you do have a website, like I said in the beginning, are there things that you can take and apply, even if it's just one small thing that you can take and apply to your website, to your brand, to your messaging, that you can tweak and make stronger and make even better for your client? Because that's what we're here for, right? We are here to help people do their thing, and overall, as a collective, just make this world a better place. And this is why I love, love, love with all of my heart helping people in the wellness industry, because first of all, I'm obsessed with all of it, big time. I want to do it all the time. And the fact that there are people like you, Angie, out there that have so much experience and so much knowledge and such a big heart to help people be better, feel better, be happier, is just the most amazing thing. And it is truly an honor to be able to provide feedback and connect with people in the wellness industry or any industry that is helping people be better. I'm all about that. Again, my name is Marissa, and I'm one half of the Meraki Collective. Eddie and I, we help coaches, consultants, and service providers show up online with clarity and confidence with gorgeous and strategic websites. Please let me know if you would like your website to be next on this Website Wednesday critique/helpful review. If you would, go ahead and leave a comment, send me a message, or you can email me at hello@themerakicollective.com. Again, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week for another Website Wednesday. Bye.